Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today you're gonna see me more relaxed than ever, and that's because I'm sitting in the HBADA E3, an ergonomic chair with many adjustments that adapts perfectly to my body so I can sit comfortably. It's like sitting on a cloud. As I said, it's an ergonomic chair, but what does that mean? Well, it means it's a chair where we can adjust all the supports in every way to fit the shape of our body. It was the last thing I needed to improve in my setup. For the past 10 years, I've had a Marcus from IKEA, a chair I've been very happy with. But it's true that for the amount of hours I spend at home, and in the end, sitting in front of the computer, which is often from 9 in the morning to 10 at night, a comfortable chair that makes us feel good and doesn't cause back, neck, or leg pain is super important. That's why HBADA sent us the E3, their top model, to try. And in this video, I'll tell you, even if it's in a subjective way, what an ergonomic chair like this can bring to your setup. Let's start with the aesthetics. This HBADA E3 is available in 3 colors. This grayish color we have in this video, a completely black color, and a pink color. For those of you who are bolder with colors and want a touch of blue, there's that other model. It's a chair that I find quite minimalistic because it's true that it doesn't have any major complexities. There's no elaborate embroidery or anything, it's just a simple chair for what it is. It's true that at first, the fact that it's divided into so many sections can be a bit overwhelming to look at, but in the end, that's the charm of this chair. Let's talk first about some of its materials. We're going to have fabric everywhere. We're going to sit on a fabric that's stretched to make it comfortable and breathable, so that in the end we feel very cushioned. It's not the typical padding that's ultimately not breathable and so on. This is a super comfortable fabric. We also find it in the lumbar area, on the back, and in the neck support. On the other hand, we find very soft plastics, for example, on the side area of the lumbar region and also on the armrests. Then, the part of the legs is super sturdy, it's very well built, and we have to screw the legs to the central cylinder with 2 screws. And it fits really well. It's very quiet. You'll see that when I move, it doesn't make any creaking or loose sounds. Everything is really well fitted. Assembly is easy. A time lapse will show you. The screws are well organized, and there's a step-by-step manual. And I'm actually pretty clumsy with this kind of stuff. In 30 or 45 minutes, I had it assembled, so it's really easy. The chair consists of 5 parts. Let's say we have the seat part, the leg part, the arm part, the back, and the neck, each with completely independent adjustments from the rest. Let's begin with the simplest part, the chair. This HBADA E3 has leg support, a support that we can pull out at any time, unfold, and that way we can rest our feet. You're seeing it now in a close-up shot. How does it look? Honestly, it's super comfortable for example, watching a movie on your computer. It folds away very easily with a bar that comes out and slides under the seat, and it's completely stored away. To get down to serious work then, the seat area. This is the only adjustment we have. It's here on a little lever, which we can press to move it forward or backward. I like it pretty far forward because that way it supports more of my leg. Of course, we have height adjustment, which we'll have to do by standing up, and then we can lower it, like this. With the other lever, the arm area, things get a bit more complicated. We have 3 adjustments for the armrest angle. What is this for? If we're using our phone, we can set it up like this. It may be a bit exaggerated, but we can position it at this angle. And that way, our arms are supported while we're texting or making a video call. Have you seen any previews yet? And the arms can be rotated 20 degrees outward and 40 degrees inward. We also have depth and lateral adjustments. As you can see, I can move the armrests forward, backward, outward, and inward. It's completely adjustable. Then, the lumbar area. This is where a big part of the comfort comes in, which is what I miss the most in the IKEA chair. We have an extension for all those who want or need more pronounced lumbar support, so it can hold you much better. In my case, it doesn't suit me to have it sticking out so much. Just a little bit is enough for me. And we would have height adjustment with several levels. For example, that would be quite comfortable for me, I think. Then for the back area, you also have height adjustment. I like a pretty high area, and then for the neck area, this is super adjustable. We can move this neck part to tilt it more forward or more backward. We would have a height tilt adjustment to raise or lower it, the adjustment for the neck area, and then we would have depth adjustment. That feels pretty good for me. And finally, for tilt, if you notice, we can even set it facing upwards for very tall people. That works much better for me. A little lower, more or less around this area here, and a little more inward over there, more or less. That fits me pretty well. The tilt that this chair allows is automatic. We don't need to grab any lever, just apply a little bit of force backwards. We can recline up to 40 degrees, which practically leaves us lying down and much more comfortable than in bed. But if I have to point out a flaw in this chair, it's just when I have to get close to the table. For my height, for example, it feels a bit odd because if I want to have the monitor at eye level, I would have to raise the chair a bit, and you'll see what happens when I raise the chair. And the thing is, the armrest hit the table. This way I won't be able to get close enough to the computer, right? Or, for example, I would have to raise my arms and put them over the table. And now I'd be typing on the computer like Frankenstein's hands. Since it wasn't completely comfortable for me, I ended up lowering my chair as much as possible and going under the table. A small adjustment that's, well, maybe there aren't too many armrests. I mean, they're pretty long. Maybe they could have been made a bit shorter, but hey, what's my verdict on this chair? Well, it's a super versatile chair because it works for us from sitting at a regular desk to being, for example, in a music studio, in front of an instrument like a piano, or at a mixing table. And if we need to move from one place to another, it's really easy because these wheels honestly turn so smoothly, they're super stable. And in the end, this chair works for any kind of studio. Now, what is the price of this chair? This chair costs 550 euros. And of course, I recommend that you buy it, try it out, and you have 30 days of free returns to test it completely to your liking. But hey, do you think it's expensive? If you want a cheaper option, consider the HBADA E3, which doesn't have a footrest. Something that, if you're not going to recline, isn't really that important, and you would also lose some adjustments in the back, lumbar area, and so on. But it can be a highly recommended option for 350. However, with this one, we have adjustments for absolutely everything, as you've seen. Now I want to know if you like the HBADA e-Trez, and if you'd buy one to improve your computer posture. And all those pains caused by bad chairs at the desk for many hours. Or if, on the other hand, you prefer to keep your chair for many more years. Well, what I was gonna say is that in the description you have the links both to buy and for more information about this e-Trez. And now, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you left me a like to let me know. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.